When you allow the bankers to have control, then sooner or later, you're going to lose your homes, you're going to lose your this, you're going to lose everything. And this was something he said, yeah. And it sounds like a quote that came from someone 10 years ago, but it was 250 years ago. Yeah.
Nobody learned.
Um, the homelessness is something, yeah, that it's just, I know in America and other places, people just grown accustomed to it. But if you come from a Dubai where there's zero, because it's illegal, and then you go to America, it's something you notice right away, and it's kind of shocking. But then you grow accustomed to it if you've been there for a long time, as if it's normal. But it wasn't normal 30, 40, 50 years ago, was it?
I look at San Francisco, one of the most beautiful cities in America, and then people don't go there anymore because this human feces all over the place. What happened? And I think what this guy is here, Lapard is saying here, is when you have bad money and you have fake money come into a system. That's Gresham's law. Do you know what I mean? When bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. So for years, United saying buy gold, silver, Bitcoin. This is my gold mine here. So I'm getting rich. I own oil wells. I own cattle. I own commodities, things like this. But I stay away from paper. I just don't trust them.
Robert, for the average person out there, I know you said if someone's really struggling, it's hard to set aside anything to buy an asset. But if someone was, and probably it'd be a great education for them, even if they spent $20 a month or $50 a month just to start changing their mentality, what should they buy? I know when you came out with your original board game, which is behind you, Cash Flow, by the way, for everybody out there, you should get this board game. They also have one for kids that I play with my kids here in London. And I'm starting to, train their brains the correct way to understand assets and liabilities. It's amazing. But in the original days, you were talking about owning real estate. Now you're talking about owning gold. You just mentioned that you think silver is one of the best opportunities right now because you think it's still relatively low to where it should be. And then, of course, you've been talking about buying Bitcoin and then even Ethereum in the past because you like those as assets. Where do you think people should start on that spectrum? Because it's hard for some people to own real estate with tiny amounts of money, right?
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
Brian, I get into fights because I have one friend with 4 daughters. And I said, have you read my book? He goes, no. I said, who's teaching your kids about money? School.
Oh.
He doesn't care, Brian. He's an intelligent guy. He's very smart, but he has kind of a block against money. So that I tried to give him a Communist Manifesto, which I had to read at 19. I read the Communist Manifesto. And, it says graduated income tax is essential for the spread of communism, abolition of private property. I mean, what else can you have? Oh, workers of the world unite, labor unions, everything my poor dad loved. Marx endorsed. So it was tough. I was 19 years old and went to school in New York. And then I realized my family are Marxists. Not that they're bad people. Economics is like a religion. Like, there's Jews, Christianity, Buddhism, and all this. So Marxism is an economic religion, same as capitalism is. But as you and I know, in Northern Ireland, you had Catholics shooting Protestants, which made no sense to me at all. I thought we're all on the same side. No, they're Catholics. Oh, they're Christian. They're Protestants. What is wrong with people? I was dating a girl in New York, and the side of her car was IRA, Irish Republican Army. I'm going, I said, how can you hate Catholics? No, they do. Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand people, I'm saying.
And so Marxism versus capitalism, it's sometimes just as vehement and violent as religion versus religion. And people kind of pick these mindsets. And then these days, it's Trump, anti-Trump with the derangement syndrome, right? Those are also lines that people divide. But they really don't know what they're signing up to. And then, of course, the universities, to bring it back to Harvard, they pump and promote these belief systems. I don't know why. Well, it's probably because they were infected via the manifesto, like you said. It's the way they control those student bodies. My daughter's in school in Boston, and she's getting a special type of brainwashing there as well. And then we saw with the protests that basic human rights went out the window, when those Gaza protests happened. And even my alma mater, MIT, was hauled up in front of Congress, and I was embarrassed to see the president of MIT. This is a school with the greatest technical minds in the world. It is not a school where we should be having people feel uncomfortable because of their religions. And yet that's exactly what was happening, and they were violating basic human rights. So I'm so glad to see Trump attacking that. But I think it all comes down to, like you said, that Communist Manifesto, which said it'll happen through the university systems. And it did, right?
Yep. 4 dead in Ohio was Kent State. And the National Guard shot students. They couldn't get much lower than that. And when I came back from Vietnam, I got spit on, hit with rotten eggs, and called baby killer and all this. And I landed in just north of San Francisco at Norton Air Force Base, and we got off, and these hippies were out there from the Woodstock generation spitting on us, and geez. I make a joke of it because most of my friends are Republicans. And I say, I swear to God, I saw Nancy Pelosi out there.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.